Dan Leahy.
I was told to take my coat off, so I'll just turn my collar down. One of the things that I've been told is if I use my time to talk about myself or the party, that the staff will be introduced. So I expect all you folks to honor that. Let me tell you who I am, what I think we all are. Louder. I want to tell you who I am, what I think we all are, what I think we're facing, and what I think we have to do about it. So who I am. My name is Dan Leahy. I was born and raised in Seattle. I lived most of my early life with working class people and working class parents. After that, I lived for 4 years under the Sulpicians in a Roman Catholic seminary, and I learned oppression. Next 4 years, I lived under the Jesuits in college and learned sophistry. Next 4 years, I was in the Peace Corps. Next 2 years, I was in the Peace Corps. I knew what imperialism was. Well, the rest of my life, I've been living under major corporations, and I'm getting goddamn tired of it. Now, what I want to do and what I think people here want to do is return to that working class culture and those working class people, and that's who I want to be with, and if you're there, I'll be with you. Now, who do I think we are? There's three things I think we are. We're diverse. I've never seen such a collection of diverse people. I mean, when some of the folks asked me back in May if I wanted to set up a national party, I thought, my God, who are these people? And I said, that's going to take years. It will. But I never thought we'd get this far, this quickly. The other thing we are is we're persistent. Every time we have a wrangle, an executive committee meeting or a steering committee meeting or here, goddamn it, we come back again and again and again. And the third thing that we are is that we're learning. We've been told for a long time that the experts are going to tell us what the hell to do. We know that's not right. We've been looking for political leadership. There hasn't been any probably since the 30s. So we're going to do it ourselves and create our own leadership. So that's why we're learning. What is it that we're faced with? We're faced with three things. All of us went through the issues movement to the late 60s. They all, in a certain sense, in my sense, maybe gained defensive victories, but not offensive ones. So we came out of issues movements, and a lot of people came out of issues movements, but we didn't reach the center. Then the government crisis came along with Watergate, and all of our parents said, God damn it, they were right. You know what I mean? So we went to the center. I mean, even though we cut our hair and went back home, you know, they still said, Jesus, you know, you were right. So that was opened up. So you had the movement coming up. Now, one of the things those issue movements always did was bump up against the force of government. And every time we bumped up against the force of government, it was not on our side. So we're combining those two things, the issues and the openness of the center, to make a new party for us to control the government for the first time. Because now, what is it that we have to do? Two things. We have to utilize the 1980 presidential election to begin the building of a majority party. The second thing we have to do is approach the progressive center of this country in a courteous manner. In a courteous manner. That means our language and style, and hopefully not too much of my speeches. We got 2 minutes to go. That's about all the notes I had. I don't really want to be your party chair, but if you ask me to be, I'll be the best I can. And I yield to...
Dan is willing to yield his minute and a half left to me. I'm Joe Owens from Connecticut. Dan neglected to mention the one most important virtue which he has, which makes him, in my view, the best candidate. And that is his ability to pull together diverse factions, diverse tendencies. We're experiencing right here at this convention, everybody's aware of it, the tension in the air. It's a resolvable tension. It's not going to split the party, but we need a leadership. We need somebody who can unify. I was with Dan with the steering committee meeting in Minneapolis last December. There was tension. Who presided over it? Dan. It was the spirit of Dan which prevailed. Again, in Nashville, there was more tension, people arguing from one faction or the other. Again, Dan was the pacifier. Dan was the unifier. After Nashville, there was tension right in the office in D.C. The staff itself was in turmoil. Who was called in? Dan. Here we are now in Cleveland, larger in numbers than ever before. This tension we are all experiencing again. It can be resolved. We can come together. We can unify. But we need somebody who can do it, somebody who has a spirit much larger than all of the tensions, all of the warring factions. And I submit to you that Dan is the person who has proved again and again he can do it.